In fact, I think your first out of town show, I got you.
You did.
With PC?
Yes, PC Death Squad, Retaliate. I want to say Vendetta was on
Possibly.
maybe.
And that was before the 7-inch. You would have been post split, but before. It was when you were still like, you were already good, but you hadn't like put out the documentation to show the world.
Yeah, that was actually just a special show for me because I remember that was like my brother, like his homie let him use his van, and he was like, "Oh, I'll drive your gear up. You and I can go. This is this is as emotional as I'm gonna get with hardcore right now, Daniel." So no, but I remember it was kind of like one of the first things we kind of like did together, and I remember just driving up to to Ventura, and I was just really excited because I was like, holy shit, I'm in a van, like there's gear in it, like I'm driving up, like, and it's just a sweet drive. You're looking at just the Pacific Ocean. It's beautiful. I was like, I'm with my brother. This is gonna be so fucking fun. The show was awesome, but just that drive, it really just hammered it home for me. I was just like, dude, I need to do this.
Well, the best part about it too is that you were going to a place where kids are gonna participate. Like,
it was a perfect
first
time.
out of town show wasn't gonna be in a town that
it was perfect because
didn't know.
Retali got lucky because we came right after In Control. In Control was only popular for our final year, so I was able to parlay that off a little bit. Popular outside of like Ventura County and San Diego.
Yeah, but even within your hometown, like In Control in the last year, attracted all these newer, older heads.
The last couple years, we were able to like draw pretty good, and so we parlayed right off it. But what I was going to say about the Take Offense was, you guys had already like found your sound because you found your sound on the Peace and Death 7-inch. Yeah, you were already a good band by then.
Yeah, we were definitely, I would say after. Yeah, no, because the Peace and Death 7-inch kind of comes up right after we all finish. No, I want to say AH and Ruben were still seniors. Joe and I had just kind of graduated high school, so we were way more mature.
What also I think helps the Take Offense sound like is the fact that you're doing the other band Cold Stare, so the stuff that you want to almost separate the sounds a bit, right?
Cold Stare came a couple years after that, though, right?
No, Cold Stare actually.
That's around the same time as that 7-inch, right?
To briefly sum it up, Cold Stare, the first demo came out 2007 because, like Tio, I would say like 2006 was definitely like our local breakout year where like we had like a good amount of kids coming out from like all different high schools at Chula Vista, and then. Right around, and then actually, like Down Again started. So Ruben, who plays rhythm guitar and Take Offense, and AH, who sings and Take Offense, plays, he plays drums. So actually, Down Again started, and that's Ruben's older brother Rick sang on it, and so they did a demo, and actually, like Tio kind of went on a little like hiatus because like.
There were a lot of shared members.
No, yeah, Rick was definitely like way more experienced, like knew how to put together, a band. Also too, the fucking first that Down Again demo is just like a rager. It's so good.
And that was recorded with Nick too.
No,
right?
that was the
Nick put out their CD.
The CD was recorded, but they actually recorded the demo with this guy named Sal from Some Girls.
Oh yeah.
So and that band started actually like taking off more. So like T.O. kind of just went on this like back burner, and it to me at my like I'm like young. I'm like, oh fucking H Rube don't care about Take Offense anymore. And I was like, well I'm not doing anything. And it's like, well I want to start a band. So and actually and honestly and like actually I remember watching that In Control documentary that. Have we done a Kyle Big Mosh Horn? Put that one up?
No, I did.
Okay,
he helped me with the intro. Yeah, he just cut the tape on the very intro when like.
Do you have that digitally?
No, it's on like Vidler, but like the quality is shit.
Yeah. Well, you should have it available for Patreon members.
I should figure out how to digitize it. Because I have the DVD.
The fight scene is so fucking awesome. But anyways,
which one?
Yeah.
It's a good DVD. There's at least 5.
I remember watching it, and you were like, "Well, I wanted to start a band where I write everything."
Yeah.
And I was just like, "Well, I could fucking do that too."
Yeah.
And then I was already, I was like in high school, so all my fucking lyrics, like you just said, "Get the fuck away from me," just cringe at all the shit now. But
No way.
definitely what I was like feeling, and then. So yeah, to do
Dude,
that, like
if you cringe at that, I'll play you the Impoach demo.
No, so I remember, so just kind of like doing that demo, and then both bands kind of splitting. And then I remember like AH would be like, "Hey, I want to like start this up again," or like not start it up again, but like, "Hey, let's write some tunes together." And then by that time, I think.
I'll do an episode.
Oh
with
shit!
you.
I'm sorry, man. This fucking.
I'll do an episode with you, dude.
No,
He's responding
he's responding to my point that I thought that Take Offense's sound had been more dialed in because of
So it's like it's like how we were talking about like the way that maybe why I like the Killing Time more than Judge is because Killing Time has to put everything into that album, where they were able to break out, like Porcel was able to break out all his different shit. Right, I'm gonna do my Youth Crew here. I'm gonna do my Judge shit here. I'm gonna do my melodic shit here. Whatever.
Yeah, that's kind of.
Anyway, so that goes back to the hardcore bravado of. I can't even stick with it. I'm like, I put out the 2 best records, and then I'm like, let's talk about Greg for 10 minutes. So, all right, moving on. But yeah, seriously, the 2 great records.
Well, then let's just
Buy
keep
that
it
shit.
rolling.
IndecisionRecords.com.
Greg's choice.
No, let's keep the circle jerk going. I'm gonna put A Control another year.
God damn it, dude!
Yeah,
Can we
let's
talk
do
about
it,
that one?
Fuck no.
Shit.
No, and blowing more. Now I'm just blowing smoke up your ass.
Well, I cut you off last time, but this one you can flate me.
No, okay, so.
I'll make a cocktail.
Yeah, make your cocktail, and if you want to break off a piece of that baguette, because I've been fucking eyeing that baby. It was in here.
In Control another year.
Let's. I don't know, especially with this like internet, back to the whole internet age where you're able to just yes,
yeah, put a big thing full
Right in
of
front of the
paper
mics.
right in front.
no, being the where you can absolutely hear whatever the hell you want and be able to just like, oh, I'm gonna listen to this demo, I'm gonna hear this weird obscure record that came out this year or whatever, you name it. To me, the first time I heard this, I think this is the first In Control record I hear. My friend Aaron he had it, and I remember listening to it, and I was just tripping out because you were able to, you just blend everything, like just so much. You have how do I sum this up? It's like you just gotta be a fan to like. I think just a fan of like punk and hardcore, because you just blend it all, and not once, like, even dare I say the more like emotion, the ones with a pinch more melodic, like with the one tracks with more melody, it's still hard, and like I get a sense of urgency from them, but it's like you still manage to put in like all your influences, like it's all bases covered, none of it sounds forced, it's completely organic, and yeah, I still definitely an influence on like how I write songs, just being able to blend all sorts of different parts.
Yeah, we took a stab at everything and knocked nothing out of the park.
I think you absolutely
break off this baguette,
yeah,
dude.
absolutely knocked it out of the park with it.
The Cleveland influence on the mosh parts and the like intro-y stuff is just unbelievable. Like, not afraid to really take it to a Neanderthal level, because it sounded so much fucking better when it did. And then you've got to give Ryan his due as well. At this point, he was starting to sing like so much better, and then he adds to like the life goes on and on, like with really getting raw and
Yeah.
as the song progresses, like, he really sells that song so excellently. But this may even be one of the best vocal parts I ever did, including my own bands. Like,
I know Daniel Sant guest spot. What up?
But
and I think the only guy that we had do guest vocals was Don. It's just the band plus Don.
doing back and me. I think I did backups.
No,
too.
you weren't there.
No.
Nah, I think you had to work because on the thanks list were like the IC backup crew. Thanks, Don. Because I think it was just the band plus him. Dude,
Yeah,
that's good, huh?
It's super good.
Yeah, you gotta.
The artwork
if people aren't
too,
on,
though, like,
if people aren't on board with that Bon Me shit, you just got to go to the Bon Me spot and at least get a baguette, dude.
the
So good.
the artwork of the record kind of throws to a little bit of the the Cro-Mags like thing, like the drawings of different scenarios and.
Second record.
Oh, that's the second. Shit.
Another Years of Towers. So
That's
we're
right,
we're the first guys to incorporate the towers in with like Nard, like adding the imagery, and now everyone uses it, including Anderson .Paak.
Yeah.
So sick.
And the Two Towers, that basically is just such a fucking rad oi song. Like,
You guys walked so Anderson could run.
He's got more talent in his fucking pinky than us, but yeah. And shout out Cola Boy from Oxnard too. Have you heard that yet?
no.
There's this guy Cola Boy from Oxnard, and he does like kind of modern disco, but it's fucking sick. It's that record right there behind you, next to the Mummies.
Cool.
It's so sick. I'll send it to you.
But I don't know. You shouldn't downplay this record. It is such a good LP.
It meant a lot to me, obviously. First LP I ever put out. And yeah, I mean, it's a diverse record. If I could do anything, I would take off probably the little pop punk part on, like, before, like, the thrashy song. Like, there's, like, one pop punk intro.
I'll stick your neck out.
I just think that I went enough melodic on other pieces that I could have done without that. But, like, I was really... I don't know. It was a little bit of a backlash record to, like, all that later 90s stuff that I felt was so straightforward, but still wanting to, like, stay in that lane, but really boundary push. But boundary push, like, what's up? I like all that weird 90s hard shit, and I like Screeching Weasel.
Yeah,
A
no,
lot.
that's what I...
And Oi.
How you were able to fucking blend all this in, and it never sounds forced, and it just works. It sounds natural. But when I say it's like you need to be a fan of like punk and hardcore to like this record. Like I really do. If you're just like, oh, I only listen to this one shit, I don't think this thing's gonna hit you as hard. And I think it's just a cover all bases, but it's because you're a fan, like you're a true fan. So, and you weren't afraid to be like, yeah, here's the Screeching Weasel part into like some Clevo mosh part.
But rooted in straightforward music. Because I think that the bands that like bend the boundaries more, like that get success, are like more talented. Like they're able to do it because they can do it on a higher level. Where this is like we're boundary bending a tad, but it's still in a very straightforward lane.
Well, something that's apparent, obviously to me, is In Control and Over My Dead Body were kind of like brother bands around this time,
absolutely.
and we would.
Even though you never took us on tour, what's up? You only toured with Bane and big bands. We went with American Nightmare, Bane, and
we got taken on tour. We never.
You never parlayed it down though.
Hey man, maybe if you paid attention to how you looked,
True.
Well, you did take us on tour.
Bane never had an image, so Bane did it without an image.
Yeah, but Bane was Bane though.
Yeah, but I brought the
awesome.
style to that tour.
Yeah, I did bring a tour, but I was the fucking driver.
Yeah. But you did walk all over me when I was on. But anyway, I was just saying, like, both our bands were actually not giving everybody what they wanted. Do you know what I mean? Like, we do a poppy song, we do a harder song. Like, we were happy to express, here's a bunch of our influences, and if we don't fit in every genre to you, because there was a lot of snobbiness around the Boston stuff, and like everything has to sound just like this. Our bands were like, fuck it, we like this, but like In Control gets it perfectly right on this record, I feel.
I think that's also a California vibe as well, of being able to be like, now we're gonna have this part in here.
It's definitely not gimmicky.
No.
So
No, but both of us personally are very influenced by Oi as well. So
yeah,
there's a lot of that UK melody like coming to the fore as well.
And that's why I said it never sounds forced. And I say you got to be a fan. Like, you have to be a fan of all of this across the board to really be like, holy shit, like, how did he blend in? Like, how do I go from like again, like, just Neanderthal, like, ass beater part to like, now I'm like, I got my buddy, we're like just doing like an
you against the world.
Yeah, like, it's and but, like not, and then I'm gonna say the solo in a better way too. Fucking
a little bit of a tearjerker, huh?
This is good.
But that's the thing with this, like,
Two Towers with a beat. How about Two Towers is like the Oi song?
Yeah,
absolutely.
But that's my American Nightmare Depression song, dude.
Yeah. But
taking a stab. Yeah, no, I mean, it came out before American Nightmare.
But it's done in that Oi way where it's like you're just drowning your sorrows with booze.
Hey, R.I.P. Robert Martinez. She's sad.
Seriously.
So, anyway.
Best dude.
Yeah, let's move on from In Control. So I went, Greg went. It's your turn, Daniel.
Well, okay. Kind of following on from...
Thanks for the nice words. I know I push that off. I don't want this to be like people thinking that I'm setting it up for you guys to say nice things about me, but I do appreciate it.
Damn, you're fucking smart, dude. Takes the baguette.
And then anyone who's chewing,
we should take a picture of the baguette right now so people know.
Anyone who's chewing, take the mic away from the mic. I mean, the mouth away from the microphone, because it's fucking gonna drive me crazy. I can only imagine.
I've been doing my Taze on day, lean away.
So that was all me then.
Well, I'm just saying, I listen to Race Chaser, which is Alaska and Willem from RuPaul's Drag Race doing a podcast, and they ate on one pod, and it drove me crazy. And then the next time they did a podcast, they said that the DMs were absolutely full of everyone saying, "I'm unsubscribing, fuck this."
Well, I only listen to Tsunami, so
you're a bitch.
They spell it wrong. It's so sick.
Shout out Tsunami. Shout out Joseph.
Oh my god, I know.
So
that's such a small world, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, that guy actually watches my dog.
Following on from Madball, Hold It Down, like the obvious record that took that, then got it produced by Matt Henderson, is No Warning, Ill Blood. Take that formula and basically just do it a little bit more, I won't say tongue-in-cheek, I'll say do it without fronting like too hard. They front a little bit.
Make it way more...
You fronted a little bit.
No, I was saying you front a little bit, but the thing that they add to it is like
it's
no
fun.
one saying nothing.
It's more fun.
Yeah.
And way more accessible as far as what Madball would be.
It sounds really good too. It's like the start of people being able to like get good hardcore recordings consistently. Well, this record sounds so fucking good.
It's fucking perfect.
I can't wait to talk about the recording on one of your other ones though.
No, shout out to Jordan, man.
Is that
this fucking riffer?
Yeah.
I mean, this is obviously done by a group of people who are like, we really like that. Here's our version, and it is fucking perfect.
Yeah, I mean, the 7-inch is really good too. It never even got mentioned on our shows.
It was in my honorables.
Okay, but the LP is better.
Yeah, exactly. That's why it wasn't in the list.
And the best song is the last song on the LP.
Of this?
Yeah.
No.
Ill Blood's the last song, right?
Yeah, but I don't think it's the best song.
Well, it's funny because when we talk about lowest of the low in the Hall of Fame, and you made the mention, it's like what's going to determine what hardcore sounds like for the next like 10 or 15 years. like I would say this one maybe for like my generation, because it's just really kind of like, I don't want to say formula because I don't want it to take away from like how good the record is, but it was definitely like you can approach it this way, and it became fucking mimicked to death.
Maybe it got more mimicked because they broke up. I mean, they broke up not that long after the record came out, right?
The reason, well, no, they went that shitty route to try and survive.
But that was like late, no?
Well, now
that was like post breakup.
That was on Chad, what's his name's label, right?
That's when they went on. They got to Warner Brothers, and that's when they had dudes from Linkin Park like help produce it. Oh, that's what it was, Linkin Park. So it won. They went that route, and
it's awful.
You know, interesting enough.
But he didn't go there directly after this. I know sequentially it did, but that was like years later. It wasn't like they followed this up 2 years later with that.
I think it was a year later.
Yeah,
no way.
Yeah, no, I think Silver Survivor was 03, 04, right?
Yeah.
Oh, shows what I know.
Well,
because B9 was going to do the vinyl, but they heard it and didn't press the vinyl.
Wow.
Well, they're probably like, because now it's funny now. Like, I guess my generation and younger generations now really ride for that one.
Well, that's what's so insane, right? Is because I know, but it's
hipster
still
to do that.
But it's still
not even hipster to do it. It's just like kids that are in hardcore now are like, well, I really like Sum 41, or like, well, I liked all that stuff.
That's insane that they didn't do it though, because just coming off this period, because like, would you be bummed if your label like put out Cro-Mags Alpha Omega, even if it's like not the main Cro-Mags record? It's like you still get that piece of the discography, and like Greg said, if people are liking it now, I mean, Chris Brennan's a smart ass dude with a lot of foresight. That's so weird that he would hear it and turn it down, I think.
Well, no, it got test pressed.
That's so late. So you paid for the fucking stampers and then turned it down?
I don't know. I don't know the exact story. I do know that there were test presses, but the vinyl never came out. So that's all I know.
Oh, there probably would have been the backlash against it too. Like, why did you put this shit out?
I never heard it.
Yeah,
but now
going back to this record,
Bridge 9 would probably totally put out a record like this, a band that sounds like this now. So,
but going back to Ill Blood, the artwork, perfect. The song sequencing, pretty fucking perfect. Especially LP wise, like both sides start off with a bang. And I think his vocals are incredible.
It's good. The whole record is good. There's like nothing to argue with. I don't think they had.
This is a record where the term "you're moshing" is so apropos. Like it describe you could describe that as the genre of this. Like, what does it sound like? Oh, you're moshing. And you're like, okay, I get it.
I just feel like they broke up so shortly after this, and maybe I have that memorized wrong.
No, and they didn't. They left.
Did they come?
Our scene to go to.
Did they come play California?
Else.
I feel like they didn't play California until Summer Survive.
They did Survive, and then that record, tanked for Warner Brothers standards, and then that's when
they played California on like Warped Tour type shit.
Yeah,
I saw him at Pausing Numbers in 2002
when he punched Chris Corey or whatever. Was it that year?
I feel like he was like pouring a 40 on himself or something. It was like some silly shit.
It was some like
and it was like this is
selling out.
And that was like
thing about
that was so
band,
early,
though?
dude. It was like so that would have been 2002 in the summertime, and this is 2002.
Well, one thing
this record. So he's like already pouring a 40 on, dude.
Yeah,
I would not pour a 40 on my head. Like, why would you want beer on yourself?
This is fucking wannabe controversy. Like.
I think that's why it never resonated with me.
I've never
this record was always like good
as
like,
dudes, but that's the power of this record is I can't deny how much I adore this record, even though that they've done like
probably a little too snotty for you. Maybe
I just remember it like it coming out. I remember the 7-inch coming out and that first song being like so fucking sick when it went to the Palm Muting. It was like, oh my god, that's insane. And then the LP comes out and it's like even better. it sounds good. But then I remember like being at that Posse Numbers and being like, man, this is kind of silly.
Yeah.
And then it's like, it was so young to be silly. Like, I don't know. I was young. I was 22.
Well, they just played Sound and Fury, right? This is the testament to this record is that they can still, there's not many bands that could come back and newer people know their music.
No, totally. It's like a carry on, right? It's like the record speaks for itself, but the band they're not a thing right after it.
I will say no, because I think it was last year or maybe 2 years ago where they were on that Life and Death tour, and they were headlining. And no, but Vogel does that. He makes other bands headlines. So I don't blow the fuck out of people. I don't think Terror wasn't on that one. It was like No Warning. I forgot.
When it came to Gilman, it was Terror, then No Warning.
Okay, I don't remember if they were on the whole lineup. Well, maybe Terror was on it, whatever. But I think that they should have came back a little earlier than that, because I remember their first show back was in New Jersey at this venue called Game Changer, and went gnarly, was crazy.
But you were on this whole tour?
I wasn't on that tour, but if they would have came back like 08, maybe 08 to 2010, like it would have been fucking crazy. So they but whatever.
They did those 2 shows with lights out. Remember, they did.
That was in LA. And of course,
Gilman.
Those shows. Yeah,
Oakland.
Yeah, of course, those shows are gonna be fucking insane, right? But they went and did like a tour. They were actually on a tour.
Yeah.
And I'm sure every show was like sick, but if they would have done it a couple years earlier, like it would have been bonkers like every night. So, because I saw some videos where there was like legitimate horseshoe sometimes. So, which is kind of like, it's funny when you see
it always starts because one person goes fucking apeshit for the intro, and then
but you just describe their music as the genre you're moshing.
No, but what's funny is when you see bands
pre-2008
that just have that, like, no matter what they do, the show is gonna be so fucking crazy, and then like you'll see them, it's like, oh shit, it's 2017, and like it's kind of like lackluster. So I think it like takes away some of the bravado of all of it, but not throwing any type of shade or talking any shit.
No one can argue with the record. The record is like you put it on and it's good.
Yeah. No, and like I said, it gave like a lot of like younger kids like okay, you want to write just like fun, fast, bouncy, hardcore that hits all the bases, and it's just like fun, not too we're not going to go into some super deep emotional state like you said, like you're a mosh, and like we're just going to have a good time.
Well, what he does really effectively, Ben Cook, the singer, is he uses his voice as an instrument as well. They have a lot of ring out and like that kind of stuff, and the way he ends lines with just a rah or whatever, like just percussively with his voice, it really makes it like perfect, or a ooh. I mean, the ooh is like that's fucking copied all over hardcore, left, right, and center now. But
because people don't listen to Outspoken enough and get the come on.
but that
Outspoken one's the best of the yeah. Yeah.
Hey,
no. The best is
that's the best, dude.
The best ever is the Zach De La Roca. Oh yeah.
Well, okay, but as a cool swagger, that fucking Outspoken, yeah.
Hey, yeah. I mean, I remember. I forgot what tour we're on. It was either 2011, 2012, where I'm not going to kid you, like a local opener. I think we might have had like 5 or 6 local openers fucking cover Short Fuse. So, there's no denying it. No denying its place.
Yeah, and those local openers
not the 25
like,
to life Short Fuse. This Short Fuse.
The local openers are like, well, we got to play one song that'll make people move it. So let's do a No Warning cover.
This will warm your heart, right? Like ROC played LA. It's like kind of like Backyard Rager, and this one band shout out to this one band called Lockdown. So they open the show and like you see like I saw their logo and it's like Lockdown and just like your total like cool New York graffiti script, right?
Yeah.
And there's like some bald dude with a fucking bat and a chain, and I go there and it's like just like chill, like just short kids, just kids, man. You know, like
They were kids.
they were just like like super young. I don't think like kids, but
Yeah.
young,
Like 15, 16.
yeah, like definitely like teenagers. And it's so funny because if you looked at them, like nowadays it's kind of hard. You go to a hardcore show, it's like, oh man, these kids could be listening to like Mac DeMarco. They all kind of have like this internet type of look. So I'm seeing these like young kids, this fucking the new internet type look of
They're all
2019.
ones and zeros.
Yeah, but so the drummer, you know, he's got like
Binary code joke.
like he's got a fucking 25 to life shirt like tucked in to like Dickies, you know, and just like regular like Vans shoes. So like it's coming, like, you know, and they were sick too.
We
Like,
gotta have
they
them
were
do a split
cool.
with Tsunami.
You should.
Well, I was talking to Joseph from Tsunami when he was taking me to the airport. We were talking about the most ignorant bands of all time have stomach rocker T-shirts as their merch.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
You know, edited where the logo is just across the stomach of the shirt.
So
It's bad.
So
It's coming.
20, yeah, like but it will be like a safer, hipsterized version of 25 to Life. So I don't know if you really want it that way.
Like a little bit of that wild style.
It'll be like a ironically liking 25 to Life, which I know for you, there's no fucking ironically liking it at all.
No, the Keeping It Real record and Strength Through Unity are fucking amazing. And like, I think if people listened to them, they would know that. There was a great band for a second, dude. When they played the San Diego Showcase, that was after that would have been. It's like after Strength Through Unity, but before the LP came out. Their drummer was so fucking good. There was like 10 people just watching the drummer. Like they were a legit ass band, dude. People don't remember.
I was there.
I know, like, but I just feel like I have to argue for them, like I have to argue for Ignite. Like people, it's impossible to like for people to remember. Like they were a real
that ate their own tail, like destroy their own legacy.
Yeah, because like they had a psychopath that was a singer, right? But it's like there was a legitimate like heavy metal band backing them that was like on the level that was playing the stripped down.
When the verse kicks in for Wise to the Game, he's like,
dude.
if you're not like bouncing your head immediately with like the most ultimate stink face, like,
Yeah.
This one's for you guys because you guys knows what's up.
Dude,
no, but
I'm not going in.
But if I see a
Every
band,
single pod we get back to fucking Brick to Life. What the fuck?
it's
I know, we gotta talk about Bulldoze.
If I see a fucking band doing that right now, or like, what up? Like, we're gonna sound, our demo sounds like 25 to Life. It's like, yeah, but your fucking drummer plays in a shoegaze band. Your guitar player is in like
Shout out Shoegaze.
Yeah, like a 90s alt rock worship band.
Yeah.
It's like you're not really this.
You're doing it for irony.
So it pisses me off because like say what you want about them, like the whatever.
Can you do that?
Yeah, you
Wise
can't
to the
say-
game vocal again, please.
No, my first one was better.
Yeah.
When he goes like
we fell victim to your lies once before.
it's crazy.
Wise to the game. Now he's wise to the game,
So
dude.
sick.
He
'Cause
is wise to the game because he took a fucking CD of his own band, and when the rest of the band didn't show up, he fucking made the house sound play it, sang
like-
to it, so he got his guarantee.
If your band sounds like 25 to Life, like I want like at least say if it's a 5-piece, 3 of the members need to not be able to leave the state, like a couple probations.
The bass better have 6 to 7 strings.
Yeah, like that shit. Like the dude is
You
like
gotta be coming out with that quinceanera Ibanez bass.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, oh, and you're not playing with a fucking pick. Like, you're playing with your fingers. Like,
Speaking
that's
of
how I
quinceañeras,
want this.
What about that video of Rick to Life in the backyard with the kid sat on a stool because he can't stand up and play guitar?
Dude, I'm vouching, first off, only musically from Strength to Unity back. I don't even get down with the first LP because sonically it fell off.
Welcome to Back to Basics, the podcast. Volume 9 that we talked about Rick to Life every fucking podcast.
We're going to switch the name to Inside Knowledge.
Wise to the pod.
I still think the example of his vocal delivery and just complete fucking insanity mode is Positive Hardcore Go.
Yeah. I got him on here somewhere.
Which record are we talking about?
I never showed you. I programmed all the fucking buttons, dude.
These sounds?
I just can't remember what they are, but he's on one of these ones. Not that one.
How long have you had this the entire time we've been
doing?
Finally got around to it.
What's the blue one?
That's me. I got Daniel here somewhere. He got you, Daniel. Don't hit this one. This one's the outro. This is the only one that's long, and there's no way to make it stop.
What's that blue one?
This one?
Yeah. Is that when we talk about something sad?
No, that's The More You Know. That
shit.
Okay. Oops. Oh, that's sad. I thought I had... I got that, too.
That's sick.
Anyway. Okay. Do we want to talk more about No Warning?
No, I mean... Just check it out. If a lot of my friends are turned off by the way members of No Warning kind of acted, that snotty, like, we're too good for you type vibe, and have just discounted the record, never, like, really given it a chance because of that. And I just say, if you want a fucking blistering, amazing 2000 era hardcore, gotta check this out.
It sounds great.
Sounds great, but the production's amazing.
Daniel, let's talk about one that goes right along there. You and me both have it. Death Threat, Peace, and Security.
Yeah.
Another great hardcore record in the 2000s. This one comes out in the year 2000. And what was the label that put it out on CD? Like Triple Crown?
I think
it come out on Triple Crown, and then like B9 did like the vinyl like a year later. Something like that. This record fucking rips, dude. It's like
B9 did the CD and record later.
Oh, they did?
I think.
Okay.
I think they maybe were given it
Gotcha.
by Aaron or whatever.
Okay. But this record is rad.
So good, so different from, so referential of things that we've talked about over the last two pods, but so unto its own. Like, this is also a record that is, you know, when you talk about things being kind of like an acquired taste, like you hear it the first time and it you don't plug in immediately like, I love this.
Well, I was on board since the demo, so that's not true.
But you know what I mean.
Yeah.
You know what I mean about Death Threat in general. The way that Aaron approaches
if you wanted to pick it apart, you could, but you'd be an idiot.
But it's what makes it
You'd be
so
a dick.
special.
Yeah, because he's like the one guy that can get away with it.
Yeah.
Right? Like, if you wanted to, you could like guess all the rhymes, you know? But it's like the fact that he goes there is what makes it so fucking rad.
But he also sings with 3 different voices, which makes it perfect. Do you know, on the same song?
Yeah, well, I mean, if you want to talk swagger, I mean, this dude's got it. He basically, like, he started in a band that sounded exactly like Hatebreed. The demo sounds exactly like Hatebreed. And he's fucking doing talk vocals. It's like, how do you strip out the fucking...
But he's doing the thing without me, as well as... you know, and then he's doing the...
And then you always end like this.
Yes.
Oh, when he hits those little notes. Yeah, when he hits those notes, I love that shit.
And yeah, I mean, musically, it's Connecticut in a handbasket. Do you know what I mean? It's like, but weirdly, like if you speaking to someone like from Connecticut or something, like Death Threat's the old school sounding band.
Yeah.
But they to like us,
Because
they were
they
hard
were
as shit.
well, yeah. I mean, because they
go
had fast parts.
Yeah, exactly. But
They sound like a heavy follow through, dude.
And then Hatebreed every time they go.
Well, the demo had like 3 dudes from Hatebreed on it, you know. I mean, including probably the same drum set, because they have the same piccolo snare sound.
Because I love the songs, I love the way they're written, but really, without Aaron Knuckles, this is, you know, a good hardcore record. But with him, it's insanely...
Well, yeah, you can't take it away because he's the one that makes it catchy.
Yeah.
And so, like, that...
And different and weird and strange and naive.
But that's the...
almost.
But that's
naive.
But that's the impossible style, is like, to do something like heavy and hard and make it catchy.
Yeah.
Only the greatest can, you know? Like the Madballs, the Hatebreeds, the Vogels, like, you know, to make something so heavy and catchy.
He's, as far as hardcore vocalists go, he's fucking absolutely up there. Just
with his total own style.
Yeah.
There's nothing like he's not emulating anything. He's not even he's not even fucking yelling, dude. Like what the fuck?
He's just doing it.
Yeah.
He's just doing it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Just an important hardcore band, you know? I mean, I don't know if I have to be like, if I have to show kids like, okay, you show them all your 80s stuff and your 90s stuff, like this is absolutely like essential, you know? And I still think too, I mean, both of you guys said it way better than I can, but just the vocal delivery and just like you said, being able to bring it, that element of catchiness, like you take scary Connecticut hardcore, you know, which if you still see shows in Connecticut, I mean, they're fucking crazy, right?
And apparently he was... his last name's...
Yeah.
You don't end up with a name like
Knuckles.
without doing something.
Yeah, but there's
the most unity dude
absolutely.
ever.
There's this, and that's why I think there's such an important hardcore band, because he fucking feels that, and it comes off immediately.
Do you remember it was like 06 or 07? I don't remember if it was in a zine or if it was just somewhere on the internet. And he wrote like a open letter to like the scene or something. The fuck was that? I can't remember. It was so rad.
It was an open letter, and it was
so sincere and so rad.
Yeah, it was just like, this is why I fucking love this. This is why you should love this, and like this is why you need to do things. Like put on a fucking show, find a place. Like bands need to say that shit. There always needs to be some sort of band that's driving that fucking message home.
Yeah, it was like I don't know. It wasn't who you would expect to like put himself out there and come with that message, and that's what made it so rad. Like, this band's a fucking shit.
Yeah.
And I ride for the whole catalog. Like,
totally.
Well, the next record, who else would get away with 4, 5, 6, 7 lights?
Yeah.
Like, holy shit.
Well, even like the Lost to Sea EP is fucking great.
That is a good
like,
one too.
You know, like the whole thing is great because it can't not be.
Do you know when you haven't seen someone in quite a while and you feel weird, like saying hi to them again, like after not seeing them?
Sure.
When Death Threat played Gilman not that long ago, I was just like, hey, Aaron, what's up? You know, like, I haven't seen you in ages. Like, or maybe I saw him at United Blood and then, but he's just like, yo, you want to come up and do a song? Like, that's just says it in a nutshell. Like, like, and I was like, fuck no, I'm too scared to do that. But, that's the kind of person. It comes through the lyrics. You know, that's why I just said it earlier as we were like all kind of piling on and stuff. But I think what makes this band so real and so legitimate and so of hardcore through every essence of the DNA is the naivety. Like, we're not trying to prove anything. It's like, this is us.
Yeah, there's zero fucking fronting with this.
Yeah.
What's the like, life is not like a racetrack.
Yeah.
It's not always the fleetest that just like I feel like a preacher, like he's like, I'm hearing a fucking sermon
from
like a guy that's gone through a lot of gnarly shit.
Life's a gamble. It's all you roll.
Yeah.
Like, dude, I could never write that lyric because people would just be like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
But he can do it. He can do it and pull it off.
Well, because
this
he's got
is
the pencil thin beard. I mean, if you're talking about
I have that in 2002. So what's up, E-Town? I think that, Daniel, you do a good job sometimes about talking about like the pre and post Terror world, and this is like a band that like kind of benefited from that too, because it was like, and maybe this is like right before the Terror thing as well.
It is before Terror.
Oh yeah.
Well, no, I know this
Yeah.
album's too. I don't remember how much later it got released by B9 because I know
No,
it was.
it was on OMDB's first tour with Bane, which was end of 2000, early 2001, and I had this record on that tour.
On B9.
Yeah,
Okay, because I remember I saw him like before B9.
because I was doing that B9 distro.
and after.
and
And like they blew up after the B9 thing because it was like okay
it's
for
okay
kids.
to like this hard shit.
Exactly,
now.
because there was such a divide between the hard shit and the shit that wasn't hard.
The thing is with Terror, not Terror. Sorry. The thing is with Death Threat, what you know that weird like kid who doesn't, he comes to certain shows, but he's like he moshes fucking hard as shit, but he doesn't have any friends at the show, and he's a weird like he's a Death Threat fan.
Sure.
Do you know what I mean? Like he that's who Death Threat speaks to, like with the plain lyrics of like all the pain you caused me. Like it's it's that thing
But
where people feel it.
I just think that like it's so interesting when you talk about the pre and post Terror hardcore world. The fact of like Death Threat not being massively popular until B9 like signed off on it.
Well, part
It's
of it
fucking
is,
weird,
is
dude.
Vogel co-signing Death
No,
Threat to get them, like, that's part of the reason
I just
Death
know
Threat's approved.
I just know I saw him in Ventura in like before that happened, and there was 20 people, and I see him like a year later, and there's like 200 people.
Yeah, but then you can still see him in like 2012, and there can be 20 people again, and then you can see him in 2014, and there can be 200 people.
It wasn't
again.
about
It's
that,
just
dude.
weird.
It wasn't about that.
No, but I'm saying, like,
they blew the fuck up on this record.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And they
without
blew
a
up on
doubt.
this record after it was like the B9 re-release of the vinyl.
Well, I think where they really blew up was a split 7-inch they did with.
Yeah,
I mean,
good record.
if anybody's listening to this and hasn't heard Peace and Security by Death Threat, like, I implore you to really listen to this record, because it's unlike anything, but it's like so many things. That's the beauty of what it is. It's definitely its own thing. This band is their own band. They have their own delivery, but you can find something in it like that you'll absolutely love. I love every single thing about it personally.
Yeah,
You could say Dead at Birth might be one of the best hardcore songs of all fucking time.
One of the
For
best
sure.
opening tracks too. And
sure.
just talking about the way his vocals are, because it's like dead at birth as we slowly remain, and then his next line he flips to. It's like Biggie doing the.
Oh, and Give Me the Loot.
Yeah, give me the loot. He does
yeah.
the two voices almost. It's
Yeah.
like Aaron Knuckles is kind of like that. Yeah. Like his secondary like swagger voice, like that comes after the heart. It just makes it so perfect, and it's why the people who like the one word Death Threat cannot even compute it. Like they it's what makes them hate it more than anything. But just because they're being ignorant, because it's fucking great.
No, it's because they're just scared.
Yeah,
They're just scared.
yeah.
that's why they have a butt flap for protection.
That's what.
All right.
Knuckles doesn't need a butt flap.
Yeah, he
Your
does not need a
number,
butt flap.
whichever one you want to talk
Your number
about
2.
next for Greg.
Oh man. How far do I want to jump around in this decade? Let's go right in the middle. Actually, let's go a couple years where pretty much all your guys' picks have ended. Let's go to 2006. Let's go to Iron Age, Constant Struggle. So I'm gonna say this record is important because it influences me, and I think it influences a lot of hardcore bands where, I mean, look, there are just there's just heavy metal riffs on this. Like this isn't like crossover thrash territory. Like there's just like actual, like British heavy metal like riffs on this thing.
Yeah, it's straight up stoner metal.
So,
like, but with a hardcore like.
But it's mid tempo, right?
No,
it's not like stonery.
No, I want to call
They don't
it.
go slow.
When I say stoner stuff, I mean like Black Sabbathy, not like straight up like Sleep or whatever.
They keep it like.
No, it's still fast, and
I mean, Greg knows this way more than me. And
Greg will explain how they sound very well.
Yeah, I'll butt out, but I will just say the one thing. Dudes from this band were in that,
Far
Texas,
From
Far From Breaking.
Yeah.
So instantly I was like, fucking sellouts. I'm not giving this a chance. And
although the guy, even so.
But I'm saying, like, that's my ignorance. Like, well, to an extent, it's my ignorance. Like, sometimes fuck a sellout.
no,
Period.
But that guy was like he was a super cool straight edge dude. Like,
Of course.
No, like he wasn't like. If he was older than us, he would have bought us beer. You know what I mean? Like he was that cool straight edge guy.
Oh, yeah.
Like, all right, well, I'm 23 and straight edge. You guys are 19, but I'll buy you beer.
Breaking. How far?
I don't know. I always have good memories of that guy. Like,
No,
I think we like broke into a pool together. We were on tour because we played with Far From Breaking a bunch. That's Singing Troll Time.
We went swimming with them too, and I just am saying my own thing is that I don't know this record very well because I, ignorantly or not, was just like, ugh.
I was just stoked because like I really, really liked all the guys in that band, and Far From Breaking was not a good band.
Yeah.
And it was like, and now they're in a fucking sick band. Like,
So
it was Constant Struggle's great.
yeah, and I would say this is right when like you can kind of pretty much find out any type of like shit that you need to as far as like music goes. Like you can just go to Google, blogs are popping off. So everyone is looking outside, checking out different types of influences. But no, like these dudes are just riffers. Like I do not know the guitarists' names, but it's just like I just tell like these are just guitar dudes. These are just riff guys, And so when I hear this record, it's weird. Like the drums and the bass tone have really remind me of those of Fear Tomorrow. Like I don't know, like the way the snare sounds. I don't know if that was maybe like a reference that they were using when they mixed this thing.
Well, it's just such a smart record. It seems like it would be so easy to explain what it sounds like, but it's impossible.
No,
like people at the time were like, "Oh, it sounds like Kill 'Em All and shit," and it's like,
yeah,
there's a piece of it that's like that, but it's not as metal.
Yeah,
it's like more mid tempo. Like mid-tempo drivey.
Yeah, it's definitely like in the mid-tempo drivey, but there's still enough of the hardcore,
Yeah, it's a brilliant record.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's
and again, like
super unique. And this comes out kind of before everyone can become an expert on every possible fucking music genre ever, and you don't have to go through weird growing pains or whatever. So I think this record came out and it definitely influenced a lot of like guitar players in hardcore to be like, well, no, I can give this a shot, or I can try to, hit this record. Like I could try to, okay, maybe I'm going to fucking throw a lead in here, or maybe I'm going to try to, learn a couple licks.
Yeah.
So, but it wasn't too like insanely technical where you can't play it, but it just had like that perfect, like, and then you have just these like just classic heavy metal sounding riffs on there. Evil Ways is like the perfect example of that one. Where if you hear the like if you just heard the riffs first before it kicked in, like I'm expecting like kind of like Halford to come in on the vocals, but and then it's just like his delivery comes in and it still has like 2000's hardcore edge to it, I suppose. But yeah, I think it definitely influences like a lot of the more riffier shit in hardcore. Maybe I'm off base here, and maybe the guys in the band would disagree with this, but it's just like this comes out, and then you get like you get Violation that comes out after.
Well, do you think the Bitter
that.
End comes without this?
Oh, well, I remember this.
Bitter End was in their crew.
Bitter,
like,
yeah. Bitter
I know,
End,
that's what I'm saying.
They recorded the same.
Because you had all the Houston bands that were already,
Yeah.
like, heavy and shit. Like, Will to Live, Pride Kills, that stuff was moshy.
Yeah.
But these guys are more like San Antonio.
No, yeah.
Just separate.
Bitter End is San Antonio style, and but I mean, Bitter End and Iron Age don't sound the same to me at all.
No, but it's still coming in with, like, a more metal tinge.
True,
And it's not a full step away.
Yeah, but I would say Bitter End are hearing Madball and No Warning and going from there.
Well, no, I would say no. Bitter End is like they're listening to like you're starting to hear Sepultura stuff like KSAD. You're hearing like
that's just, like,
Biohazard.
yeah.
You're hearing like more of that sound. Where I think Iron Age definitely opened up like an avenue for other kids to start like going into more, heavy metal territory.
Then maybe it's just the end of regional hardcore at that point, right?
Well, I mean, I thought this was when I was like, wow, this is like unique for them. So I associate it with like a Texas.
But we're not saying that like they're starting to sound that's like influencing other things around them. Like if you're saying Bitter End is fully pulling from New York hardcore.
I'm saying I'm saying that Bitter End to me, sounds more along those records that I just mentioned compared
I would
to
agree.
this. But,
I would agree.
But I
but
feel,
they're also influenced by this.
yeah,
You
don't get I mean, like, and these dudes will probably say it too, you won't get a power trip without an Iron Age.
Without a doubt.
Sure.
So,
your scene still matters, even
Yeah.
though there's no regional hardcore as far as
Yeah.
sounds like developing. I
so
guess.
yeah, so these, and like I started to hear it like the more, just they kind of like put it out there. They opened up an avenue to for I guess maybe guys in guitar like playing guitar and hardcore could be like, no, I want to try to like up the chop game a little bit. They set a bar and you could hit it, and now it's bands have gone either past it or have explored. But I think this was a real like pivot, like a game changer in like right in the mid 2000s, because you're still getting like what's still popular. I mean, right at that time, I'd say like Have Heart, Verse, Sink, like a lot of.
Well, it's like the first Sound of Fury bands, right?
Yeah.
So it's
first,
like the
Ceremonies.
like that's
you get that stuff, and then you have like Iron Age playing like this metal tinge, but not on the ridiculous heavy spectrum. We're talking like heavy metal tinged hardcore, not even on like.
No, it's like it's a heavy metal sound. It's not a brutal sound.
Exactly. So definitely opened up a lot of ears to checking out other types of influences for people playing music and hardcore.
No one listened to Kill 'Em All before the Constant Struggle. It turned a lot of kids on to Kill 'Em All.
It was just I mean, like.
No,
yeah,
I'm just playing. I think that
no, it's true.
I love that you talk about this as like it's setting the bar high for guitar,
because I think
that's cool.
It showed kids and bands that it's like that you could also do it as well, because it's like I even remember going like, okay, like I love all this. I mean, we had PC Death Squad, Daniel's favorite band, so I'm already jumping into like thrash metal stuff, and I already like that stuff, but still some of that is like, oh, I don't know if I can go like that far.
Well, then you can think about Leeway. You go backtrack
exactly.
and hear Leeway, or you go. This was an interesting take at a certain time. That it was filling a void that wasn't there yet.
They don't ever go to the straight fast beat on this album though. It's all like
What would you consider?
Do that, do that, do that, do that.
No, it never gets that. The fast it's just like
exactly.
like straight, So more the like gallopy type beat,
right?
So. No,
little maidenish.
It's definitely
like new wave.
Yeah, definitely
New wave
said
bridge
it.
no beat.
Yeah,
go past that.
Definitely opened up an avenue for a lot of bands to explore when it came to upping up the riff game. So,
what do you think about the artwork?
I fucking
love
cover.
it. I remember when I got it, it felt just super professional too.
Their logo, that
awesome.
was crafted really
I
well.
think it was cool.
always had a good look to everything, you know.
No, and it's like
and their merch exploded.
when I flip the back of that record, like I'm expecting to just see some like total like Hessian fucking like gnarly like burly long haired dudes, but it's just like you can still tell it's like
but you can still see the
that
Texas in the brims of their hats and stuff.
and you can also tell it's like straight edge dudes that have now broke edge and are now like listening to tons of fucking Sabbath and like just riffing in their rooms. So
Jason was more natural in this habitat too. You know, I think he transitioned to the Dirty Head band pretty well. All right, I will go. I am going Striking Distance March to Your Grave. It's their LP, 2001. It's cool because it's like an LP sandwiched by 2 7-inches. This LP is awesome. And yeah, I mean, you sum it up in 2 words, right? Fucking hated. So,
I mean, that's a track.
That's a fucking track. And a weird track, too, because it's like, it's the greatest verse, chorus, and then it goes to that weird slow down breakdown that gets all like gallopy.
And the best thing is, if there's anyone who is not fucking hated, who is loved by everyone he's got, you know, within our world.
Yeah, well, we know him when he's in his element. Like, how do you think he feels at work?
No, that's what I'm saying.
You know?
In our world, he's the opposite of fucking hated.
I think that's like, that song's like an example of feeling like an outcast in real society, right? And actually being at home, you know.
At the time, we're just, you know, becoming adults, I suppose. And at this time, you know, he's 10 years, 12 years on from us, and he's smashing against society in his everyday life, you know?
He's real, you know?
The realist.
Yeah, Dave Bird is a shit. And this LP totally holds up. I talked a little bit when we talked about the 7-inch that this is slowed down a little bit, and he says that I think he was not there the day they tracked drums and totally got bummed, like, oops. It's a little slower than he sound, and I can relate to that. Like, there's a song on like the first Retaliate record that like they did the breakdown too slow, and I'm like, you motherfuckers.
On Infamy?
That, yeah.
It's
slow.
What would Rick Talai say?
I can't remember what button. Not that one.
The more you know.
Shit. But yeah, I love this record. It's like
I really
great,
love it
straightforward hardcore, no gimmicks, just like, I don't know.
I really love it too, but I find when, you know, once in a while when I'm like, oh, I want to listen to Striking Distance, I'm usually pulling out the fuses lit or whatnot, like 7 inches more, just because.
I just hate 7 inches now.
Yeah,
so
that's true.
I mean, that's like basically all it boils down to. Although I think that there is an LP press of the last 7-inch, right? Didn't they do something where it's like the whole 7 inches on one side, maybe it's like live tracks on the other side? Maybe like Reflections put that out or something.
Sounds Euro-ish.
Sounds Euro with the bonus live set that no one wanted to hear.
Yeah, for real.
you know,
you gotta fill them up. You gotta.
Well, I mean, their whole
Mandel,
fucking
like we got to do an OMDB thing, and I've got like our first time playing CBs, and I've got also live tracks from thing, and it's like, yeah, everyone wants to hear
You know, that's my biggest hardcore regret, right? Is not getting the CB soundboard when we played there. Like,
or you could just set that up. Like
we just handed the tape to the sound guy.
Bullshit. You had to pay $75 or something. No. Yeah, you did.
Whoa.
Because that's why I didn't. It was like $50 or $75, and we were so used to the living room just doing it for free with a tape.
I'm not joking. We got it free, but
what year?
Rich Hall did our show.
Rich Hall also did our show.
Well, you got hustled.
But he wasn't doing the sound. I don't know.
No, he wasn't doing the sound.
What year were you? We would have been
2001.
We were 03, so maybe they changed it by then.
Okay.
Yeah, because we played there. Dude, you guys both know. Like, we were 2 weeks in tour, so that's the greatest you're ever going to sound. Like,
you're dialed in.
You're dialed in, but you're not burnt out yet. Mm-hmm. Playing CBG was the first time. It was American Nightmare, Most Precious Blood, and Us, I think. It was fucking Sick. We opened to probably like mostly empty house, like 70 people, but I don't give a fuck. That was like some of the best we ever sounded.
I kissed the stage and people were like, "Oh, fucking disgusting," but I was like, "Fuck this place."
Dude, I wish I had the recording because that was like legitimately, that was our best lineup and that was the tightest we ever sounded. I mean, not our best lineup is like the final year when we were a 5-piece, but as far as like
I don't know,
an active band.
I like the character of the 4-piece. Like,
yeah, but we couldn't play the pussy songs, and the pussy songs are what make In Control. You know? Like, you gotta play the pussy songs. So, and leads don't sound the same without two. What? You guys are gonna learn like the color coding before I do it.
All right, well, back to
Strikenesses.
Yeah.
A band that had no pussy songs. They're the shit. The LP totally delivers, dude. That's it. I just want, it's like fast, straightforward hardcore that's still catchy, still aggressive, and Dave Bird's a fucking realist. And that's what I want in hardcore. I don't want some fucking kid posing, you know, that's like taking a fucking summer vacation in my favorite style of music. Like, I want the real fucking dude, and I want to be able to like get behind the front man, you know? And I do. And he's a wild one. And he's I don't know, whatever. That's all I got to say about this.
you played with them at that precursor show to United Blood, where he jumped off the stage and like fucked himself up.
Oh yeah, we like hopped on.
Yeah,
After
was it Alley
yeah,
Cats?
yeah.
Whatever. It was the day before United Blood.
It was
right?
that Strange Matter.
Oh, Strange Matter. Yeah.
Yeah, and then didn't.
That's the name of a club.
Yeah, I think
that's a sick club name.
Closed down, but no. And then Bar Fight played like a surprise. Was it a surprise set? Yeah.
But didn't
he drummed for Bar Fight, right?
Yeah, but I think Striking Distance must have played a couple of songs.
No,
or
yeah,
something.
they did a couple songs too.
Yeah.
No, because Count Me Out was playing, and then it kind of became like everyone come
Just
up and
like-
just like do. No, so I remember watching. Yeah, they went up, jammed some songs. I was just stoked to see Bar Fight play, and just like experience it in the back, just watch.
Pandemonium.
Yeah.
That's the other thing is like they were straightforward, but they push the boundaries a tad bit because what was the guitarist's name? Mike Stanky? Is that his name? He was actually a really good guitarist.
Yeah.
And like did a lot
And
of
Eddie
like
was a great drummer too.
great. I mean, their whole band was really good, but the guitarist did a lot of like weird little things.
Yeah, no, I remember. Like you just said, like just a little bit of touches there and there, so it never takes away from like the straightforwardness of it, but just enough to where it just makes it way more distinct.
Yeah, just a little bit of sizzle, you know.
No, that's the best way to describe it.
Daniel Sizzler. Why don't you parlay that into the next one from the same area, dude? Daniel, on your list.
Okay. These may be the ones I come back to the most when I am like wanting to listen to this era hardcore. These are the two records that I probably put on the most is Count Me Out 110 and Count Me Out Permanent. So 110 came out in 2000 and Permanent came out in 2002. And we had a really brethren, thing. We toured with them a couple times, but I still to this day I will come back to those records. They're fucking perfect. They are Chain of Strength.
Hey guys, that shit went long as fuck. So tune in next time we get into Count Me Out and we get into the rest of the best hardcore LPs from the 2000s. Stay tuned for that, and thank you for all the support. Much appreciated.